Okay, you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jenna Thlackert, and Leonka Reina is taking the day off, and we are the Hot Hustle. Today, we are talking with Tarek Bibi, and if you haven't heard already, but we are really bringing in the best of our best and the favorites of our favorites from all year in December. So I hope that you've will just take a minute out of your busy shopping days and join us for some really, really incredible shows. Tarek was somebody I interviewed way back when I was doing the New Wealth Experience, and I've watched him personally grow and personally just become this great, great healer. He's also struggled with so much, like so many of us have done. And I've watched him really kind of come out of the ethers, and really become this phenomenal healer. So get ready for that. I am personally getting all ready for Christmassy time. We have new kittens, as you might have seen and heard, and I will be posting some of those on the Hot Hustle Live Instagram if you are looking for some kitten Christmassy love. I'm really excited to bring them on because, they just have to add because they are a part of my life and lifestyle. Just a few other things before we get started here. Uh, I really don't host many of these on my own anymore, and now I feel like I'm a little bit like, wait a second, what am I talking about in the 10 minutes before we get going? But what I do want to tell you is some announcements that we've got. So January 25th, we are going to have a truly epic event. It's going to be called Rewired and Renew. And what we're putting together is a bunch of our speakers who are just incredible at quantum activations, incredible at channeling. And we're coming on with the intention to revitalize and renew and really come into all of you in January. So it's a full day on Saturday. A lot of the speakers you will know, a lot of the speakers you really be able to connect with. And I just think it'll be a really fun Saturday play. We're trying that out instead of the regular summit style because the regular summit style is kind of getting a little old. And we wanted to just try this and see how you guys felt about a full immersion party. I um I have a bunch of other announcements. I just want to remind you guys about the lounge. We are really ramping up for the lounge to really play a part in the summits so much more. I don't want to share too many details about that, but I want you guys to know about the lounge. And if it calls you to look for the lounge, it's at the bottom link in the YouTube video, and you can find it down there. Just kind of check it out and see if it feels light for you. If you watch a bunch of our shows, I want you guys to really have the chance to interact with Leonka and I, get processing, and mostly join the community because the community is where the magic really happens. When you start to immerse yourself into this work and you start to have practices that really, really wake you up and bring you alive on a regular basis. It's just so, so fun. Uh, sorry, just had a couple more people join in on the stream. Hello, welcome, Paula, welcome, Christina. It's so nice for you guys to be here and to to play together. We'll get started in just a couple minutes when Tarek joins the line. And I'm now getting a little nervous because I'm not the one that checks everything. Leonka does. Um, so we've got the lounge going on. It's a bi-monthly program where we all get together as a group and we come with our challenges and our gifts, and we give and we receive and we play together and we truly create a greater reality. So many cool testimonials have been happening and going on in the lounge. So, welcome. And Tarek just joined the line, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him on board. And if he's ready, I'll let him open up his camera and we'll go ahead and get started. Tarek, I was just talking you up, man. I was saying I guess probably it's been almost 10 years since my initial interview with you. And then you were on a show like a month and a half ago. And I really just said, you've up leveled so much. Just I just, I was moved. I was engaged, and the poem was heart-wrenching and heart-opening, and it was just so phenomenal. And it took me on a journey to even see more about your story and your background. I was just so much shocked and in awe when I heard your background, that you grew up in Jordan and that you really felt like you did not belong here. Would you like to start there? Just kind of because in the last one, you had more of a whole program planned for us, and I'm excited to talk money. It's like one of my favorite topics to talk about, especially when it comes to coming from an energetic level and being money.
Yes. Janet, thanks for having me back. It was such a pleasure last time. Is the fan making a lot of noise?
I'm just having a little trouble hearing you. I'm thinking I just might need to turn up my audio.
Okay.
So
Is
we're
everyone else hearing me okay? Please give me some feedback. I want this to be a good experience and something you can listen to
they're
again.
giving thumbs up in the background.
Great. Janet, what an amazing call last time. It's 11:11 right now, so divine time, divine
Woohoo. Oh,
time.
you're Central Time too. You
Yeah,
get, yeah,
you're
fabulous.
in Costa Rica. And yeah, I would start off by saying my story. I incarnated into a beautiful Lebanese, Syrian, Palestinian family, uh, and born in Jordan. Don't remember Jordan because we left when I was 4, so I was uprooted at age 4. But it's when you look back, my dad's dad left Palestine to Lebanon, lost everything in Palestine, lost everything again in the civil war in Lebanon. And so there's this like ancestral trauma of bouncing from one place to another. Mom was born in Syria. I always joke and say I choose the countries that are having the hardest time and then I choose to incarnate into them.
Well, I mean, that is how we all grow, isn't it?
It is.
We have to suffer first.
And I do like challenges. So, and then immigrated to Dubai. So Dubai is for an empath, for a starseed, for someone who feels like they're not from here and they're just ultra sensitive. It just felt like the Las Vegas of the Middle East. I'm so grateful that we weren't experiencing any wars or anything like what my dad experienced in Lebanon in terms of civil war, or what my granddad experiences in terms of Palestine. So in that sense, it was great. And I know my dad did everything he can to provide us an amazing life. But I did feel like an alien in a human body, didn't fit in with my family, didn't fit in at school. Even the way people would approach me at school was strange. They would look at me like I'm this strange creature and they would try to relate and I would try to relate to them, but it just didn't work. But I remember really sad moments praying to God, just being like, I'm so confused. People treat me so harshly here. And, uh, the bullying that I experienced, it was so bad. I thought these people were possessed by demons and I would just pray. It
Mm.
was so bad that I would pray for God to just kill these people. Like that's how bad it was. I'm like, please
Wow.
eliminate this darkness from our world.
Hmm.
It's a lot of confusion, feeling abandoned by whatever, wherever I came from. I had to have a memory of a higher vibration because I felt it being so dense here. And in school, I remember looking around in class being like, am I the only one who's not finding this? Something's wrong here. Like, am I the only one feeling like this is not natural? And everyone was so focused and engaged that I was like, okay, it must be me. And throughout those moments, I'm like, okay, I'm alone. There's no one else. It's just me and the strange world, and there's no turning back. So,
It's funny. I feel like a lot of us go through that way. So many of us, and we just don't even acknowledge it. We're just like, yeah, it sucks, but we don't know why it sucks
yeah,
until we're like 30. And
yeah,
then we're like, I think that there's some other way to living.
yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, let's talk money because it's, I mean, a lot of it, there's so many things underneath it, right? From confidence, from the vibe that you're being, to really actually even doing the actions required and being able to trust your instincts to create. So let's talk about you have this massive, massive program. And I thought, wow, I mean, you're giving us like this epic offer too at the end of this call. I just, my mouth dropped when I saw it. So you guys, this should be a big, big treat. I mean, where do we start with this topic? This is
yeah,
such a massive topic,
yeah,
and it's just so important for people in their lives to really feel like, okay, I can create. And where I'll let you lead.
yeah. Just forgive me, guys. I just moved into a new place, so I'm a little sweaty from the moving, and it's really
Mhm.
hot here in Costa Rica. And but yeah, I'm here. I made it, and I'm fully grounded and present for you guys. I want to start off by sharing. I grew up with such a poverty mindset, even though I was well off growing up in Dubai. It's like a back then it was a tax-free country. You have a higher quality of living compared to where people came before there. I'm not from there. Like there are the locals that were born and raised there, and their ancestors are from there. Those seem to be like way more wealthier. There's a lot of wealth there, but we were kind of middle class, but felt um, I because I grew up with such negative feedback that I was a failure. I was getting the worst grades in school, and that kept being used against me. It's almost like my worth
Mm.
was connected to school, and my gifts are in wanting to be a healer and connecting to God and source and helping humanity and ascension, and like school didn't cater to that. So I felt like the lowest of the low. I felt I had the worst self-esteem, low self-confidence, didn't know where I fit in this world. And um, and so part of my mission is to help all the healers and the spiritual entrepreneurs and practitioners thrive because I was on the other side. I was broke, I was on welfare, I was getting fired from all the crappy jobs like dishwasher, security guard jobs, like and then finally I started reading books about life purpose, and I was like, universe, show me how I can align with my purpose. And I had my first paid job at a daycare, and I was like, I can't believe I'm getting paid to do this. So there's some part of me, there's like a little mama, there's a big mama inside of me, like a Cancerian. It's my north node. It's supposed to be my purpose to be that
Uh-huh.
nurturer. And that was step one was okay, I can do this matrix job and love it, but I was like, there's more. I want to help heal the inner child in people. I don't want to work with children, but that was the baby step. So take those baby steps because it'll lead to the full alignment. And
Mm.
uh and then yeah, I was broke, welfare, asked the universe, God, show me what I need to learn because I'm working my butt off and I'm barely getting by. And I was supporting my wife at the time, and I gave her my credit card, big mistake. And
I think a lot of men make that mistake.
yeah, we just care so much, but we might not be thinking too much. But never again, great lesson. But just the relation, I had to start from the very bottom and work my way up. And so it was like step one, have financial discipline. I'd have these six buckets, and I'd put, change in each one. So every time money came in, I would save some, invest some, and play with some. read every book I can about abundance and subconscious mind and mindset and belief systems, and through that created the Infinity Healing and manifested a mentor through Infinity Healing,
Mm.
figured out how I can clear my blocks, and then I became a six-figure healer. And then the new challenge was help other healers hit six figures in record time. So that's my journey. And with money, I just did a session 2 days ago with one of my dear clients. She's invested in every offer I ever put out, and yet there was still this challenge when it came to money. Most people would have experienced a huge shift by now, and we just had to keep digging deeper. And if someone's resisting it, if their subconscious is getting in the way, if the past lives are there, if you believe in that. So sometimes
Yes,
we
we believe
find
in
that
all that here.
all that we a vow of poverty is a real thing, Janet. It's like, I
Yeah.
vow off money, I will work only for God. That's when you say that, it's
Mm.
going to follow you till you clear it. If your ancestors, if you have Irish ancestry, or whatever ancestry lineage that had starvation and famine and all these things we've been through, wars and depressions in the States not too long ago, right? In the history, that also I find affects someone
Is
in
the
the
start
family.
of that.
Yeah. So you've got the ancestral stories. We got to break that karmic cycle by clearing it from our DNA and genetics, and not only us, but we actually shift it for the ancestral lineage, because it's all happening right now. There is no past and future and now. It's all happening. And by
Mhm.
changing the past, just like those movies where they time travel, you actually affect your now and your future.
So yeah, so let's just go back. So that would be this, I mean, talk about the root of all roots
Yeah.
would be like sacred contracts and vows and oaths and commitments
Right.
where you've just vowed off money
Yes.
and you said, I'm just giving myself up to God.
Yeah.
So I mean, and would you say that those vows that are almost like in our DNA as a sacred contract, do you think that those then relate to our worth and worthiness? Because I've often felt
Right.
that that's the root, right?
Right, right. So I think we've been conditioned, Janet, great question, that money equals worthiness or success. So the biggest lesson is to
Hmm.
feel worthy from your wealth of spiritual connection. So redefine wealth, redefine success. We can have a wealth of we can have spiritual wealth. We can have a wealth of spiritual gifts, healing gifts. We can have a wealth of wisdom from life experiences, from books. We can have a wealth of relationships. That's a form of currency. There's multiple
Hmm.
forms of currency. So value all of them, because the matrix has you when you only associate with money as wealth. And it's important to distinguish the two. And then it's very important that you feel infinitely worthy, deserving, good enough with or without money, because that's external, right? It's all internal. But if internally you're feeling not good enough, not worthy, then the external will mirror that back to you through money, relationships, job positions, workplace, family. All of that is just a mirror for what's going on inside. So let's upgrade ourselves to the attitude of, what is the universe mirroring back to me? We're not
Hmm.
victims anymore. This is happening for us, not to us. And let's get into the habit of going, okay, great, that was a shitty experience. What can I learn from it? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Instead of recreating that shitty experience.
exactly. Exactly. And if you've done some kind of ceremony or a healing, and there was a lot of integration needing, or you got a lot of downloads and ahas, before jumping to, a lot of people here in Costa Rica, they'll jump from one ayahuasca ceremony to another, but it's like, integrate what you just learned from this one experience, whether it's a breakup. Breakups are a great thing. Some people jump into the next one right after and recreate the same thing. So pause, go within, reflect, journal. What are the lessons? What patterns are playing out? And let's clear them once and for all. But
Hmm.
definitely worthiness, deservingness every day. I'm looking at the mirror. I'm worthy. I'm deserving. I'm good enough. Affirmations. I like to do it when I'm walking, because I like to go, universe, show me how I can manifest whatever it is, infinite abundance, freedom, empowerment, and clear what's in the way. So Most people just do step one. God, help me help me manifest this. But then we're not clearing what's in the way of it happening now. So that's the complete prayer that I've learned in one of my tools to clear what's within. I just keep saying, clear the beliefs, clear the fears, clear the emotions, clear the root traumas in the way of what I'm desiring now. Because if it's not happening right now, something's in the way, something's blocking it.
Yeah, yeah. I I mean, what is your perception on time and timelines? Like, I mean, I really, in my life, it wasn't until the last 3 to 5 years felt like I jumped timelines in a huge, huge way on a frequency level.
Yeah.
And I think with money, I mean, literally you can go from just you struggling and as soon as you up level that frequency, it might take a month, but something happens. I mean, slash was created. And I'm seeing that with my clients, and I'm seeing that in this world, like time is going so much faster and we can timeline jump.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that timeline jump, especially when it comes to money?
Yes. So the Aries in me is very attached to the destination, even though spiritually we're supposed to enjoy the journey. I just want to keep feeling like I'm moving forward and evolving and growing.
Hmm.
And that kind of it gets integrated into the work. And the visual is like if you're here and you want to be here, this could be a life partner, your dream home, traveling the world, state of being, financial amount. Um, every single time you were told something that hurts you, you created a story that's disempowering. In my case, I created a story that says my dad hates me, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. I created those stories, and in 1 second, I created them, and then because I created all these stories, so now here there's a story, not good enough, emotion, worthiness, deserving emotions, fear of money. Oh my God, I'll lose my spirituality? Now I'm signing a thing with dark forces, like losing my soul. And like there's all these stories, fears, emotions, and traumas. And we talked about ancestral past lives. So when you clear all of that, and the infinity healing is very, very good at just doing it all, not just a few things here and there, then it feels like you just time
Yeah,
traveled into your future. But it's all now, and it's just you've removed all these. It's all
love that.
in this moment, Janet, everything your heart is desiring, God, universe already knows what it is. And it's almost like spinning around us. It's all around us in this moment. Just like feel that right now. Everything you want is like
Hmm.
right here. It wants to come in, but all it takes is that one belief, subconsciously, mostly. Subconsciously, we're saying no, not safe. Media did a great job or terrible job at brainwashing us. Every movie with money and wealthy people, they're conniving, they're evil,
Yep.
right? So who wants to be that person? So that was very subliminal, because consciously you're watching the movie, but what you're not aware is that these dark forces behind the show are very intricately putting in that. So when you're done watching it, subconsciously you're saying, I want to be happy and poor like the characters. I don't want to be evil and conniving like.
Yeah. Well, and when we're watching TV like that, we're often in a hypnotic trance. So,
Right.
of course, our subconscious mind grabs hold of some of those things,
Right.
unless we do some actual, real intentional work to make that change.
But yeah, let's time jump. I like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, and I love how simple you make it sound. Like it's, you know, your heart, everything that's in that desire of your heart, it's just like swirling around here. And it's literally, we just have like a cloak around us that's blocking us from saying, I'm all in. Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Yes, let's do it. What's it going to take for us to remove this cloak that is keeping us from being stuck and entrapped into our own, belief system of struggle?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to share a process, the infinity healing process, to help us clear some of that. and also know that it's an ongoing thing, right? It's an
Hmm.
ongoing taking inventory of our beliefs, our fears, our patterns, our emotions. I love when I hang out with my folks during the holidays. I kind of learn more about what my dad's journey was growing up, what my mom's journey was, what their parents' journey was. And every time I hang out, it's like family constellations. If you guys heard of that, how we're replaying ancestral traumas, and it's like, okay, I'll note this one down and work on it when I get home, because it's important for us to be these like spiritual investigative journalists of our own self. We're the biggest
Hmm.
mystery we're trying to unsolve. We're
Love that, right?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, that is the journey of life, but it's more like a mystery to be unsolved. It's like, why isn't this working?
yeah,
Especially sometimes when you've really been working on something and you're like, this is not working.
yeah,
And you have to go back and go, okay, what is this?
yeah. And it breaks my heart that the powers that are trying to stay, that think they be, um, are doing this to us. It is a form of psychological mindfuck, psychological warfare, and it's not okay. That alone inspires me to go, okay, you brainwash me to stay in poverty. I will reclaim my power and experience more abundance. I mean, you don't want that to be your main drive,
Mhm.
but it's an injustice that was done to us. So it really fuels me and drives me to bring it back to the divine blueprint, to the divine way of being. And our nature is divinely abundant. And when you look around, there's an abundance of trees and oxygen and greenery in nature. Just, trees continuously grow and grow and grow and expand. But meanwhile, we're like, do I really need to grow any more taller? I don't want to be greedy, and I'll take away from this person. And it's like all these stories we've created. Like,
Yeah.
just we really have to get out of our own way. My favorite exercise to do, I'll share it with you guys, is about visualizing money and seeing. The other day, I did it with a client, and she saw money as being this really evil person who's
Mm.
connected to wars and dark forces and Satan. And I was like, no, some of the dark forces use money, but we also can use money. It's a neutral. It's like Switzerland. It's like, well, I don't want to use Switzerland, but it's like it it has, bad friends use money, and good friends can be friends with money, and it's what we do with money. um, instead of just saying I don't want anything to do with it because bad people are using it, it's like, no, let's open ourselves up to all the abundance and use it for good. Let's buy land. I was on a call yesterday for 4 hours and a half, and this guy's literally aligned with God's wisdom and is wanting to create heaven on earth. And I was like, that is the beauty of witnessing an aligned human being, spiritually awakened and doing God's work on earth, with money as one of the, like, it's a pie, and in that pie of what we could call abundance and wealth and prosperity, money is like a part of it. It's not the whole thing, but let's use it. Let's not let don't let it use you, but use it. And there's a way to do that.
Yeah. I think also with the topic of money, people like to go away. When things aren't flowing that well, especially, they don't like to pay attention to
Right,
money. They would rather go, nope, nope, it's not happening, or okay, there's enough for lunch here,
right,
right? Like this one small thing or whatever they next want. I,
yeah.
I really feel like they don't really put themselves all in to wealth and wealth creation.
Yeah, I would recommend, like the other day, I was a client owed some money, and I was like, hey, it was due last week. Hey, it
Yeah,
was yesterday. Hey, it's overdue. And I have no problems
yeah,
being, because you can be assertive about, it's just like a value, or like it's like, I value myself, I value my time. We agreed on this, and it's important that the integrity is there. And if people are flaky about it, at least you can be the one who's going to be in integrity. And for me, I value myself, I value my time, I value my energy. Therefore, if money's involved, I have no, let's speak about it. It's not an icky thing. It's just if someone borrowed your book, if someone borrowed your Bible, if someone borrowed your,
hmm
spiritual protection tool book, like, um,
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
You want it
Yeah,
back. You're not going to
yeah.
ignore it. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
well, and I just call it stealing at this point.
Yeah, it
I
is.
literally, and I know people don't like that word, but I just am like, no, that's not okay. You have to be
Yeah,
integrity with this stuff. Like
yeah.
it is, it is like water. It is like currency. It will just run through your fingers, and you have to pay attention to it.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with so many people with money, you're gonna see all like everyone's stories and stuff comes up. And it's
Hmm.
important that we stay grounded in our values and our
Yeah.
truth, and our empowerment, and not play their game. So like I'm staying in congruence, and you can step up to this place where I'm playing. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
come down and play in your messiness. So
Hmm.
that's another thing. Yeah.
I feel like so many people have an energetic charge on money. And if they didn't have the energetic charge, because that energetic charge is so much lackey, that would probably be the key thing to change it.
Yeah.
But that, as we've said before, that energetic charge comes from those vows, those subconscious
Right.
beliefs, that unworthiness, that not being good enough as a child. And
Yes.
now that's got this strong lack energetic charge.
100%. Same thing, I would say, Jeneth, let's have that attitude of taking inventory. Like I remember when I used to do sales calls 15 years ago, and people will either not want to pay my rates or try to negotiate or not make their payments, or it still happens. And it's important that we don't get aggressively reactive, but more like, what's like let's get inquisitive. It's all feedback, right?
Hmm.
There's this great book called, one of my first mentors told me about it, and it's called Break Free from the Money Matrix, I believe. And it's so,
Yep,
you've read it, right?
I have that book. I
Uh,
have.
yeah, losing the money game. Yeah, I can't remember the full title, but yeah, it's beautiful because it
Hmm.
shows you can go through life, and everything is there to help you. Everything that is there to teach you. And if someone doesn't pay you your worth, whether it's rejection in relationships, at work, at home, with family, and with money, what is it mirroring to us? That's the biggest takeaway, is to go within. I had a 3 day infinite abundance event on YouTube last week, and one of the guests, Susan, who's an amazing health coach, said she paid thousands and thousands, like $50,000, $70,000 for a coach, and she was getting so tired. Like the divine feminine flow wasn't aligned with that aggressive masculine way of doing things, and her guidance said, hey, just go inwards and spend an hour clearing your stuff every day. Hour
Hmm.
clearing your stuff, 2 hours clearing your stuff. And she said just by going inwards and doing the inner work, all these clients would come out of nowhere, word of mouth, no marketing at all. Like she completely did not follow the masculine structure of succeeding in her business. And she simply went inwards because the divine feminine is magnetic. She pulls to her, magnetizes to her what she's desiring.
Wow, cool. Well, I want people to get an experience of the infinity healing.
Yes.
I think it's really, really freaking awesome. And
Yes.
after the last call that we had, I was just kind of a puddle on the floor. I mean, it's literally, it makes me feel, okay, I've let this go. And it really works. It's just super cool.
Beautiful.
So
Let's do it.
I'm going to let you take the floor here.
Thank you. And Janet, it's okay if I share a short poem this time?
Go for it. Yes.
Okay, great. So I invite you guys to get into a receptive state. I'll start off by sharing a poem. I just took a few seconds before the call to see one that I felt could resonate. And I'll share that just to open up the vulnerability, open up the heart, open up the emotions, where all of the blocks could be stored. And then we'll go right into an infinity healing and clear your core blocks when it comes to financial abundance. Riots, fighting back, battling ourselves, breaking all the mirrors. Can we try love? Love is not for sale. Love is what we crave. Love is for free, but we resist. We complicate it. We control it. We negotiate it. We exchange for it, but it's unconditional. But we work so hard for it. I'm trying to forget my regrets, move on. I'm heaven's reject. Every demon wants to befriend. I just want to press the eject while people still arguing about which puppet they want to elect. Blissful ignorance, painful awareness, a star child gone rogue. Screw the mission. It's all gone wrong. Every man is for themselves. There is no one song. No food, no drug can take your place. I bathe in your grace. I made some mistakes. My heart breaks and it breaks. I can't stand anything fake. I want to get drunk on truth. I want to sink into the nothingness of you. I am infinitely brilliant, truly illuminated, but scared you will hate it and try to manipulate it. Stab me in the back when I'm feeling safer. Come into my lair and feel the sacred space created. We can be playful. I'm not an angel, but there's an inner battle like Cain and Abel. The truth sweeps through our planet like a giant flood. While you drink your final cup of innocent blood, you underestimate the human spirit. You can't relate. You don't have what it takes. But we can go through the most evil experiences and still love our way out of it, still liberate our consciousness. I don't know how you escape your consequence. Still share innocent laughter. Where did I disappear to? I'm drowning in my darkness, in another dimension with Loch Ness monsters, and all things unanswered. We've been lied to from day one. We don't even know what God we came from. Am I free? But I know I ain't dumb. What planets have we really come from? There's a war going on inside no one is safe from. Patient like fallen angels from which we came from. I feel like a wannabe vegan who has to keep feeding his pet wolf innocent creatures. Teleport me to serene beaches with no people, the stench of lost souls I can't breathe in. My level of tolerance is decreasing. You feel it, my delicate soft skin. But you ignore all the trauma underneath it. Look into my eyes and tell me you don't see it. The universe's biggest secret, we reveal it. So I invite everyone to be in an open, receptive state. You can have your arms open and receptive. Take a deep belly breath in and let go. And the way the infinity healing works is it's source, God, universe connecting to us intentionally to clear all our limiting beliefs, fears, emotions, root traumas, ancestral, past lives, all of it. All of that gets alchemized and replaced with what is best for you so that you can get the results you're seeking in your life, what your heart is desiring in terms of abundance and life purpose alignment. So starting now, would you like an infinity healing to heal your relationship with money? And you can say yes quietly in your head. You can say it out loud.
Yes.
Yes. Would you like to clear the belief systems, the fears and the emotions and the resistance that's in the way of you and money having the best, healthiest, most divinely aligned relationship right now?
Yes.
Yes. Would you like an infinity healing to clear anything in the way of you being able to receive what you are desiring with ease, with grace, in massive abundance right now?
Yes.
Would you like an infinity healing to feel infinitely worthy, infinitely deserving, infinitely good enough?
Yes.
Would you like an infinity healing to clear all the subliminals, the programming from TV shows, religion, culture, society that might have been misinterpreted when it comes to money so that we really understand money in the most divine way possible and clear anything that found its way into our being, programming, energy, emotions from childhood, mom, dad, TV, programming, media?
Yes.
Would you like an infinity healing to clear those vows, those contracts, those agreements from any lifetime, from ancestral lineage, from past lives in the way of us thriving on all levels right now?
Yes.
Would you like an infinity healing to clear any and all judgments towards people with lots of money, towards making money, towards charging money, towards money itself?
Yes.
And would you like an infinity healing to experience freedom on all levels, empowerment on all levels, sovereignty on all levels.
Yes.
Would you like an infinity healing to remember who you are? And from this place of remembrance, you can move forward through this life fully aligned with your ultimate self and expressing your most authentic self.
Yes.
Yes. Would you like an infinity healing to feel safe to receive more money, show you all the good that will come from all this coming in, and to dream bigger than ever before so that the goal isn't more money. The goal is ultimate, infinite financial freedom, abundance, empowerment, and sovereignty.
Yes.
And would you like an infinity healing to increase your wealth quotient so that you are expanding your prosperity consciousness higher and higher and higher? And being so grateful for all the abundance of wealth you currently have right now, and for the abundance of wealth that you are, and for the abundance of wealth on all levels that is continuously being magnetized to you.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
would you like an infinity healing to see everything from a higher perspective so you can see all the opportunities, see all the miracles, see all the blessings, take inspired action towards them when needed, receive them fully, and also following through on those opportunities with inspiration, motivation, commitment, excitement, momentum? Would you like that?
Yes.
So really increasing the follow through, the focus, and the third F word would be the fun in all of this experience. Having fun while doing this, honoring our inner child, honoring sacred playtime, honoring our inner child play dates, making sure that we're not caught in the matrix at any point. We are in this world, but not of it. We can play the game of money, but not get stuck in the game of money. Remember that it's a game. Remember that this is the game of life. And always have that level of awareness and consciousness so that we're consciously aware that our body is in the game, and none of this is like a lot of it is not real. And remembering what is real, and keeping our eye on the prize, which is, seek the kingdom of heaven first, and all will be given unto you. So keep whatever your biggest why is, to have that clarified, grounded, and integrated. Would you like that?
Yes, please.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, just tune into your body, see if anything shifts. Like imagine money in front of you as a person, a personified version of money in front of you. And just look into their eyes and see if anything feels different now compared to the past. And you can just put that in the comments, letting us know. Just take a moment for that. What feels different inside of your body? And we'll do a quick check-in with the 0 to 10. I know I'm going really fast through this, but 0 means there's a long way to go. 10 means you're complete. Clear your mind. Let your body's innate intuition let you know from 0 to 10. Where are you at right now when it comes to healing your relationship with money or with financial abundance? What's the first number that pops up?
Mine was 8. Christina just wrote in smile factor 9 exclamation point.
Yes. Okay. And let's see how far we've come. So Jenna,
7.
else, close your eyes and let your body's innate intuition let you know, where were you before today's healing? 0 to 10. First number that pops up.
Mine was a 5.5.
Amazing, Jennifer. You just went from 5.5 to 8.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate that.
And Shara's was a 4 before. Christina's was a 7. Paula's was a 3 and then a 7.
Amazing. 3 to
Yeah,
7.
it's
Oh,
cool.
huge. That
What
is.
what I notice with you that I sense is it's almost like this warm blanket of love is what it feels like when you do this
Oh,
work. And what I also was thinking with the poem is it's like in the background, I wanted to do this like, some sort of percussion, like rhythm, like,
yeah.
right. So are these poems like, I know you play music as well. Are these songs?
Thank you for that nudge. I think I said out loud on your show last time that I will record them, and I have a bunch recorded, and I'm going to write a reminder. I will put it out on all my music. You can get on under Indigo Prophet. It's my rap name.
Uh-huh.
There's 6 albums with beats. So
Yeah.
I think my process is it comes down as a stream of consciousness, kind of like
Hmm.
my moon Pisces. It's just like this channel of words. And then I take the very feminine way of like no structure, poetry, and then put it into like three, it becomes like a rap song. Uh,
Neat.
Even though a lot of my listeners don't listen to rap, they appreciate what I say, and there's healings in the song. So
Yeah.
Indigo Prophet, 6 albums, all structured, with beats and beautiful female vocalists sometimes.
Hmm.
But the challenge for me now, which I'm receiving from you, is to record all the poems, maybe with some
Hmm.
instrumentation as well. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, the one with the pictures I have you've got like those wooden flute or
My
oboe or
staff.
something. What is
Yeah,
it called? Staff?
yeah,
Yeah. It just looks very tribal.
yes.
So let's just, can we just, I want to talk about your retreats and things like that. Let's just kind of open up the conversation here because there seems to be so much more depth than what we hit on in some of these like more interviewee conversation like things. Can you like just take us into your world? Like what it sounds like you are pretty much channeling this music. Would you say that you channel this music and
100%, 100%.
uh-huh.
I'll use Facebook as a journal, and I'll just
Hmm.
I'll start just I'm feeling heavy. I close my eye, and there's no
Uh-huh.
involved, and it's just, and people are like, how
Oh,
many hours did it take you to write that? And I was like, 10 minutes. Like,
yeah, because
yeah,
you just downloaded it
yeah.
most quite literally. Now, have you ever asked where it comes from, like a galactic constellation or anything like that?
I'm very discerning. Like, I'm a grounded spiritual guy. I'm very
Hmm.
grounded in the sense that I don't feel like I'm channeling any being. I'm very immediately, if someone tells me they're channeling a specific person, I mean, maybe you do it or someone here does it and like you're the real deal. But for me, I'm channeling my emotions, right?
Yeah.
My emotional intelligence is pretty high. I've known that since I was a kid. I mean, I almost cried today. I cried the last time. I'm very in
Mm.
touch with my emotions, and we need more men like that.
Agreed.
So I feel like I'm channeling emotions, and then words. If I had to say I have one gift, it's words. I'm like
Hmm.
wordsmith, and I use words in my infinity healing.
Love
Like,
it.
I channeled like for people, like I'm teaching the infinity healing training this weekend, and I channeled what to say in a session to teach my students so that they all get the best results, because we're all using source, God, universe in our healings. But why is it that,
Hmm.
so there's a specific wording that if you, it's like, so I channeled the wording for the healing, I channeled the words for the rap, for the poetry. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like from your higher self.
By herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you as the infinite being. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous.
So to answer your question, I have no idea, but yeah, if we had to
Yeah,
say,
no, it's good though. Yeah, I
yeah,
love
it
it.
just
Yeah.
happened. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
the
No, and
artists
I
that are,
kind of got that. That you just are channeling it from all that you are.
yeah,
It doesn't matter where it
where
comes
it comes
from.
from. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think if it creates that, like those resonant divine if it feels like divine resonance, then you know it's coming from the right place. And if it's
Hmm.
not resonating, then maybe it's not from truth. Truth has a resonance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you teach this infinity healing practice.
Yeah, it's
Is
a
that
2 day course. We've
okay?
got healers all over the world. We just graduated a 12-year-old last year.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and she helped people, manifest jobs and increase their wealth. And one of her clients had COVID and couldn't go to work, and she did an infinity healing on him, and then the next day he was good to go. So super simple. Something's
Mhm.
from source and God because it's so simple.
Right. Well, and I noticed that about your work is it's so simple.
Yeah,
I mean, it literally is, you don't have to take all these steps. You literally just have to open up the door and have an ask,
yeah,
and the receiving will come.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I love the simplicity of it. It's so gorgeous. Well, so the offer, oh my gosh, I mentioned it before. And
Yes.
when I opened it up and put in the coupon code, I was like, what?
Right, 97 bucks. Christmas came early, guys. Thanks, share.
My gosh, you guys have got to see this. Uh, Tarek, I mean, a while ago, you put together this program called Manifest Money Miracles or the Manifest Money Miracles program.
Yeah,
And it's a huge, huge program. Let's talk about the program first, and then we'll talk about the coupon code.
yeah. If you scroll down, Jeneth, it'll show you the modules, and I think that would be keep scrolling down,
Okay.
keep going, so you can hear people's experiences. Keep going with the most money testimonials we receive. Here we go. No, no, no. Sorry, right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you are someone who still struggles with scarcity, there's not enough support, not enough help, not enough friends, I'm all by myself, module one is going to clear that from the root. Imagine what we just did today. We spent like what, 5, 6 minutes, Janet?
Yeah. Five.
Imagine a whole hour of activations. I'm not wasting time in them. I'm clearing out everything under the umbrella of scarcity.
Mhm.
um, then we're clearing receptivity blocks, right? Because when I was doing that activation, Jenna, let me know if this resonates with you. It's like sometimes we'll manifest the opportunities and they're like close to us, but we're not either taking action on them or fully receiving them. Do you ever have that come up or know people who
Never.
you receive them fully? You are
Never,
human.
ever, ever. It
Yeah.
always just is like that.
So sometimes like imagine the heart can be 100% open and bless those who
Mhm.
have it 100% opened.
Wow.
For most of us, we have like little clogs in our heart filter, right? So we want to unclog. Receptivity blocks will do that, a whole hour of clearing what's in the way. And the beautiful thing is, even though the focus is on money, Jeneth, you can, once you're opening up your receptivity blocks, you're receiving more compliments, you're receiving more opportunities, you're receiving more love, you're receiving more of spiritual connection, everything.
Mhm.
I don't want to spend too much time, so I'll just go over the title.
That's
A lot of people are like, I'm not sure what I want to do. A lot of people.
uh-huh.
So step one is gaining that clarity, and
Clarity.
the next part is taking action towards it. We briefly touched on relationship with money. So imagine that it's a person. What's your relationship? Are you judging it? Are you afraid of it? And the other day, I told someone, um, she's like, "What do you do?" I was like, "I help women and healers and with abundance." And she's like, "Oh yeah, how much did you make?" I was like, "Well, last month it was around 17K, but my bigger goal is to help others, hit their financial goals. It's not about me; it's about other people." And then I just felt like she I didn't see, like, it's almost like that threatened something in her, and then the conversation ended and got weird. So what's that relationship with money? And you want it to be neutral, you want it to be positive and loving. Next, we have a lot of people in debt right now. It's time, I highly recommend taking that, clearing the debt, because it's also about forgiveness. It's like sometimes
Mm,
debt is a way of, I feel guilty for things in my past. So you're not just clearing financial debt, but you're clearing what's creating that negative. And it takes more energy to have negative thousands of dollars in your account than it does to have it in the positive. So we'll clear that. Self-sabotage, universal issue we all have a challenge with. So that one's one of my favorites. Forgiving is at the heart and soul of every session. In the group activations that I do here, I don't get to model what I do in a one-on-one, where we get to a very, very, the biggest core trauma and then do a forgiveness process. So we've got that encoded in module 7. And money is forgiving. My favorite time of the month is at the end of the month, when me and my clients reach our financial goals. We take a percentage and give it back to uh, people in charity that are doing good work. So forgiving,
uh-huh.
forgiving
Got it.
ourselves. Yeah.
Love it.
Allowing more ease and grace, letting go of that ancestral, you have to suffer and struggle. Clearing guilt and shame, because they're one of the heaviest, densest emotions that are blocking money from
Hmm.
coming in. And then The typical fears of, I'm afraid of being seen and succeeding because then bad things will happen, or I'm afraid of failing. So clearing all those fears so that you can succeed. One of my favorites, one of our best sellers, we're offering it to you at 97,
Yep.
and it sells for, like, we have tons of people who have bought it for 888. So on the website it's 888. So you can use the code.
Yep. So if you choose the 888 option and then you put in code HH love.
Nice. I think small love and then
Yeah,
capital.
there
Yeah,
you
you
go.
got it.
Two capital H's and a small love. It's just,
Yay.
yeah, you get a $791 discount.
Yes. Love yourself enough to receive this program. One audio once a week. Buy it for a friend who's struggling with money, um, as an early Christmas gift. Like, I like to buy my family and friends gifts that actually change their lives, whether it's a book or, you
This
know,
is not the right chat. I'm like, wait.
what's that?
I was
Oh,
going to put it in the chat and I'm like, opened my regular chat.
oh, okay. Yeah,
All
you
right,
know what
it's
I
in
mean?
the,
Like, I feel like if you're gonna buy someone a gift, might as well gift them something that's gonna plant seeds in their garden. Those seeds will grow into trees and forever bear fruit for the long term. So,
yeah, I think it's kind of interesting because people truly think that money is, like you've got to get it, you got to hold on to it, and it doesn't work that way at all in this reality. I
no,
mean, it literally it just follows the energy is
yes,
and if you give and there's gratitude and I mean there how who I mean do you give and there's no gratitude? It was funny. I pick up our web developer every every few days so that she can come into the office and work. And I was sharing with her, I don't even know how it came up, but my dad used to get like a stack of ones every month,
yeah,
and he would put it in his car for the panhandlers, and
uh,
sometimes I would be sitting in the passenger seat and he'd give him like a little stack of like 6 or 10. And, he'd be like, you can tell this person really needs this. And
uh,
this person wouldn't be doing this if they didn't need it,
yeah,
right? Like that's not what we do if we don't need money,
that's
basically. And it's like, I don't care where they are in their life. It didn't
yeah,
matter if they were, it doesn't matter the judgment that you might have on the choices that they've chosen to get there
yeah,
and the choices that they might choose to use your money. That's not your choice.
yeah,
And I just felt like it was such a great lesson. And I told her, I said, in this December, next time I go to the bank, I'm gonna get a stack of ones and do this because it is just, these days you have to actually go in the bank and get a stack of ones.
yeah,
And I just thought it's just such a cool way to live your life, really looking at it as money is for giving, as money is for receiving too.
yeah.
And I really love that you put that in that way.
Thanks.
It was just so beautiful. And thank you for the gift. You guys, I'm going to put the code in the chat too. It'll be in your email. I know that most of you see it there. And
Yeah, I hope
it'll be
people
in the
like,
YouTube as well. But I
yeah.
mean, yeah, we try to send people to the live stream over there on YouTube lately. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Cool. I hope people can see part of their journey in my story. Like, it's one
yeah.
thing to have someone with a healthier relationship with abundance talking, and you're like, I can't relate to this person. And I think what I like about my story is it's the journey. It's the hero heroine. You can
Hmm.
a hero's journey of starting at feeling like you're starting at the bottom, and then finding alignment with your purpose, and then blessing that forward, experiencing more financial abundance, helping others experience that. Whatever you do for yourself, you're not just doing it for you, you're literally changing the lives of your children, future generations, all those people you're connected to. You're literally changing your ancestral lineage. You're literally increasing the collective's
Hmm.
abundance mindset. It's like we're all connected to it. It's like the internet, and when you're up leveling, it's just innately helping everyone through osmosis. So it is
Mhm.
impacting, and it's more than just us. If people are like, you know what, my money, I'm good, I cover my bills, blah blah blah. I was like, well, you have a lot. It's kind of selfish to only think about you. To
Yeah.
me, it's bigger than us. If we're able-bodied and we are in a country where we can make as much money as we want, then it's kind of not an obligation from a negative sense, but from a we have the opportunity to increase our ability to receive more so we can give more and make a bigger difference because the world needs us now. I feel really good at the end of the
Mhm.
month to take a percentage and send it to kids in Palestine or uh,
Yep.
people who are out there, content warriors, just putting out great work and not asking for anything. So it's a beautiful feeling. Let's all
Mhm.
increase our receptivity and give wherever we feel in our hearts. Where my rule with tithing is what has replenished my heart and soul. And
Yeah.
you give back to those people. It could be someone, whether they have money or not. Tithing usually it's like, oh, only to people who don't have it. But I like to just choose anyone who I resonate with, who has blessed me with so much. I'm like, thank you so much.
Well, that is you just follow the energy
Yeah.
moment. And that is how the universe works.
Right.
It's just in this 3D reality, a lot of people think, well, that is nice. You give $1 to somebody in need, and then that makes them a little happier. And then that frequency, pays it forward, right?
Right.
And that does happen. But
Yeah.
I think on a frequency level, it's so much more impactful. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought there was more to it. That's why my face was like waiting
oh
for
yeah, you're like, where's the golden nugget?
and full
But
stop.
yeah, if every thought has an electrical magnetic charge, and your heart is magnified with gratitude that you can give,
Yeah.
I just feel like that magnitude that you can give spreads beyond the lands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just wanted to
So.
say Valentina's photo looks like my
Oh, sacred spirals.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
and it's such a beautiful experience sharing all this
Yeah.
goodness with our
Thank you
community
so much
here.
for coming back. I told Leonka I just want to bring all my favorites back in December.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
you're top of the list.
Aw,
Yeah, I really adore this work. And it's as soon as you start the infinity healings, it's just like it's literally raining down
aw,
this gorgeous frequency of it's almost like adoration is what it feels like. And for whatever reason, when I'm with you, uh, especially without Leonka here on my own, I always feel like it's just for me.
uh-huh.
And I know that the audience feels that too, that it's like, it'd almost be like you're just sitting in front of me in a room, and it just feels like this adoration just falling and raining upon me and us. Yeah.
That's
So,
beautiful to hear.
yeah.
I
So,
appreciate
with that said, I thank you. And you guys look for the link in your email, look for the link in the YouTube caption. And if you ever need anything, you can contact us at team@howhustle.com. Tarek, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Much love.
Thank you. You guys, that's a wrap for today. We'll be back Tuesday and Thursday next week. Both conversations are live. We have Maisie Bristol on Tuesday. She's talking about astrology. And on Thursday, we're talking with Janet Dewar. So, two of my personal favorites that have also been brought back for another week. If you are interested in the lounge, we will be back on Tuesday, late afternoon. So I would love for you to join us in the lounge for some deeper conversations. And there's a bunch of other big bonuses, and that's also in your email. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk soon. Bye, everyone.